Here we go. Here we
Take
go
my seatbelt
again.
off. Good morning, jerk offs. How's everybody
Hey,
today?
what's happening?
Good morning, jerk offs.
Man, it's nice out today.
Is it?
It's cloudy.
Yeah,
It was hot yesterday. It's cold today.
it was very hot out yesterday. I was at the zoo. I took a selfie with a camel, and then there was a
Oh,
tiger that was talking to me.
yeah. You know them chimpanzees, they make big money.
I didn't see any chimpanzees.
Oh, they're making less money then.
There were no lions either.
Any tigers and bears on mine?
There were definitely bears and tigers.
Isn't
I
that
got a
suck
video of one of the tigers. We could hear the tiger from, like, I don't know, we'll call it a quarter mile away. And we
Like,
just followed the tiger. Oh, oh, oh.
yeah,
We just followed that
yeah,
noise and it was a tiger.
right. You know
Oh
what
my
sucks though
goodness.
is you pay for the
Morning,
fucking
Ryan.
zoo, half the animals ain't out. You're like, what the hell?
So, what up, Tony? So, what we did was basically, so what did we do first? We went and saw the African animals and rode the train and fed some giraffes, lettuce. And then we went from there and we went to, where was it? It was the Arctic area where it was cool. And then we went to the aquarium where it was cool. Only time we hung out outside was when we were coming and when we were going.
Ha.
All the
Yeah,
rest
it
of the
was
stuff
fun.
we did inside. Like the monkeys are inside for the most part.
Yeah,
Are they?
yeah, they're in
Yeah.
those big cages.
So, not gonna lie, I've literally
the
only been
baboons are
to a
outside.
zoo maybe twice in my life, and I actually did not go until like I was an adult with a child of my own already. Because my mom
I
didn't do that kind of thing with me. But
I used to be against zoos.
what?
I used to be against the zoo, but
See, I don't.
I'm
I'm
against
not.
SeaWorld. I'm
Yes,
not a
so am
fan of
I.
SeaWorld because those animals literally, that'd be like putting us in prison.
The
That's
oldest
They
exactly.
need
orca just died.
discipline.
The oldest orca in captivity just died 5 decades, and she died of loneliness,
Oh,
broken heart.
Yep. And her mom's
see,
still alive in the wild.
it's just terrible. Like,
Crazy.
yeah, I don't know why it had taken me so long to go to a zoo. I don't think it was necessarily because how I felt about it, because I didn't really know how I felt about it yet back then. But my mom never really took me as a kid. I finally took my son. He was probably about 3, maybe 4 years old by the time I went to the zoo for the first time and took him. And I have to say, like, I don't even remember. I think it was like a zoo in Chicago, maybe, or something like that. I don't even remember what
It
it was.
Jiu-jitsu.
Ha. But it was very, like, I was not thrilled because it did not, like, a lot of the enclosures were, too small
What up,
or
Cooley?
dirty, or, it was cool to see my son and his excitement, but I felt weird about it. I really did.
Well,
I'm not a huge fan of zoos either.
growing up, I loved the zoo, but when I realized the history, so if your zoo is literally only has animals that cannot go back into captivity, I'm cool with it. But
Yes.
like SeaWorld, that orca that just died was captured in the wild. It wasn't bred in the captivity. It wasn't injured. They stole it from its family. Um
They should put it
and
back.
then on top of that, like the beginning of zoos, Africans used to be put in zoos. And when I found out that, I was like, I'm done with the zoo. I'm done with the zoo.
That was the pygmies.
Up until like not even 100 years ago, they
Yeah.
put black people in the zoo. That's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't support zoos anymore. I just don't like how they do their animals. And you
Well,
see the caretakers don't give a fuck no more. It's
I'm
not like nobody's a crocodile hunter.
yeah.
Right. right.
Nobody truly really cares about this. It's a lot of like the zoo down there. They operate on a lot of volunteers. So
Right.
really, a volunteer isn't gonna give you the same amount of effort as someone that has a passion for that.
Right. Then they'll be like,
Exactly.
"Oh,
Plus,
you know, the zoo don't have a lot of funding to take
it
care of the animals. Then let them go."
bullshit. It's $30, $30 per adult, $26 per kid over 2.
Yeah, it's
That's
wild.
ridiculous. And then
Yeah.
you got to pay for everything else. You know, it was like a $400 or $500 trip down there just now.
Right.
That's crazy.
After getting in cost $200 for all of us total, and then the food was another $100. Then the
Oh, you
little
got
ones wanted stuffed animals, and we fed the giraffes. That was 11.
It's $11 to feed the giraffes.
It's like $5 per fucking little.
Yeah, it's $5 for. Yep, $5 for 5 pieces of fucking romaine lettuce.
What the fuck?
It's the zoo.
For $10, you get 11.
It's
Man,
the experience of a purple
I'd
tongue
be
taking it.
smuggling lettuce in my fucking purse. Oh, hell no.
Well, here's the deal. There's a safari thing where you drive through, and that's what we do. We do smuggle because the carrots they give you at the drive-through place, they literally sell them for like $5 to $10 a package, when you can go buy them at the store for $2,
Yep.
$3.
That's so
Yep.
God.
And we're over here just feeding
extortion
all the
is-
animals.
Yeah.
Didn't pay for food and these people are like, our animals are swarming us.
Right.
But that you can feed the giraffes there, and I've had a giraffe like grab my whole hand with its tongue before.
Oh my God. See, now those are the experiences that I would love to have. I mean, I've not gone to the zoos to have those experiences much, but God, I would love that though, just to be able to be that close. And that's one thing too, like in Rockford, Illinois, there was a it was kind of a conservation area / zoo that they tried to get going, but it never panned out. And it was for, like you say, like, animals that need, rehabilitation type of thing, but it never got off the ground. And I went there once with my son to kind of like do a little volunteer day just for, just to experience it with him and stuff like that.
Thumbs up.
And there was a lot of cool things there, but they were all like super duper caged up, super small cages, because they couldn't get the whole land itself. They couldn't get like funded or passed through to make it a habitat for them all. So they were all in this little enclosure getting taken care of and rehabbed, but not rehabbed to the point that they needed because they still had no land.
Right.
But yeah, I wish there was something like conservation, protected area for them.
We've got a right by my dad's house. There's a off spray area, and then there's something else close by where they've cordoned off areas that are now they've conserved them. However, they've put conservation lands on it, so now the wildlife can properly come back in those certain spots.
Oh,
we live on a lot of different lands like that around here.
Yeah, there's so much land up here that like we run into everything anyway.
Yeah, we just have what's it called, that state park over here?
Yeah.
Thunder Bay State Park. So it's a big wildlife.
Thunder Bay.
Hell yeah.
Big Thunder.
Did you see that airplane go down?
No.
So there was like an air show recently, and 2 pilots had to eject, and the plane went, and I believe it hit some houses.
Oh shit!
But
oh my God!
It was like one of those Blue Angels shows.
Oh yeah. See, didn't I tell you?
Yeah, there was a lot of those going around.
Someone was like, "I'm going to the air show," And I'm like, you know what blows my mind every time these people have air shows and they crash? But I'm like, but what if it's really not a crash? What if there's not many people going to air shows anymore until there's a crash? And then they're like, hey, let's just take these 2 decommissioned fucking planes and smash them together. We'll have the guys fucking eject because they're pros. They know what the fuck they're doing. And it'll be all, and then, you know, everyone will want to come to the next one, man.
So it's like air demolition derby.
No, this one was a engine failure.
Oh my
The
goodness.
engine's seized up or something, and the pilots ejected, and then boom, out, boom, big old dust, blow up cloud, whatever you want to call it, plume.
Imagine being in the neighborhood where that went down at, and they're just being like, you know, all of a sudden there's fiery debris.
Imagine being the house that got hit by it.
I saw this now that I'm thinking about it. They said an F-16 or something went down, and I was like, what? And everyone was running back. There was fire everywhere, dude. And they're like, don't get over there. Don't go over there. And they were filming it and shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yep. Recently. That was just last week or week before.
Yep. I just seen a video a couple days ago.
Scary shit, man.
Cheers. Yeah, man. So, Washington, it's August 20th, 21st, whatever, and it's snowing in Washington, and New York is rioting again. And then New York's like, it's strange. All of a sudden, just these fires started breaking out in New York. I don't know why. And I'm showing Amber, I'm like, they don't know why, but look, they're rioting again in New York. I'm like, Starhan started it.
They're rioting again, huh? For what?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. They're all suck my dick to the cops and throwing shit at buildings and shit. You know, you know how they are, bro. You know how 2020 kids are.
Yeah. That's weird. No, I haven't seen that. But I also haven't turned on a TV in a long time, but I haven't seen that on online at all.
Yep, social media, man. TikTok got it all, bro.
I know you don't really care about sports, but Sean O'Malley won his title fight. He's really actually, I think if you could ever have a conversation with Sean O'Malley, you would love it.
Hell yeah.
That dude, MMA, UFC.
Okay. Yeah, I like that shit. I just don't like all the other shit.
UFC is my favorite. Or MMA, well, but I watch UFC more than I watch any other MMA. But that's my favorite sport.
So
what up, Twitter world?
I feel like we might.
Twitter, what up?
Cheers, darling. How you doing, hon? Hello, everybody.
How you been?
Who's here? I don't know if we had this conversation a couple weeks ago or whatever, but there was a conversation about sports. I feel like we might have had at one point, and like we don't watch sports at all, and I'm so happy that we are not in the sports world or anything like that. But of all the sports that I ever really watched, the only one that I enjoyed watching was MMA and UFC. Like, I enjoy the beatdown.
Well, my favorite part is actually like once they get to the ground, because that's the hard part. Like anyone can knock somebody out, but
can you
once you go to the ground, now you realize whose mind is there, because whose mind and endurance, because that is what wrestling and jiu-jitsu take, is a strong mind and endurance. You know, I could punch you in the face and you go down. I just got you clean one good time. I caught the right button. You have to work on the ground. There is no oops, I got the right button.
Yep.
Yeah, I just watched this fight recently. I don't know who they were, but one dude has rainbow fucking hair, and it reminded me of
That's him. That's Sean O'Malley.
Okay, I just saw him fight this black dude, and this black dude was all, and the dude was standing there perfectly calm and still. He comes out to the ring, and now he's got his hair braided and shit like cornrowed, and it's all purple. And then the other dude had green hair, and I watched the whole time because I just stared at the white dude. I don't even watch the black dude. He's flying around the ring doing all this shit. I'm like, watch this white dude. he's gonna fucking kill this guy. Know it, dude. And I just watch because if you're watching the wrong guy, you're gonna miss the moment the strike comes. So I'm watching the right dude, and wham! There he goes. I mean, it took a while, but he got that one fucking move, got him to the ground, and just beat the shit out of him, dude. I was like,
before that happened, Sean had maybe made connection with 7 strikes total.
Exactly, maybe.
And for the whole first round, all he was doing is faking. All he was doing is moving around and faking throws, throwing a little bit and faking and seeing what he was going to do towards it. So Sean's a counter puncher. What he wants you to come in and he's going to counteract what you're doing and put you to sleep just like he did. So what happened is in the second round, going into the second round, Aljamain's corner told him he needs to be aggressive. You can do this. Just go after him. And then Sean's corner was telling him, just chill, be cool. He's gonna come forward. You're gonna catch him. You're gonna be able to counter him. He's gonna come forward. And sure shit, Aljamain come forward. He and Sean took one. He took a hit, but he was in perfect position to just clobber him.
Yeah,
one punch. Yep, one punch. Aljamain went down face first into the mat, and then I do think the ref should have let him continue because just for at least a couple more seconds, because Aljamain was rolling over to get a better position, and he wasn't knocked out for a split second. He did. He went out for a split second, and then when Sean hit him again, he woke him back up, and Aljamain was trying to defend a little bit, but the ref had seen enough.
There was blood all over the fucking place, dude.
Wow.
There's blood all over the fuking mat, dude. I was
if you would have just watched the first round, you'd have been like, this is a shitty fight. Aljamain at the very end of the fight put Sean up against the fence and hit him 20 times. Other than that, there was like each guy had seven hits throughout the whole first 5 minutes. It was just faking. They were faking at each other, trying to read each other.
Yeah, it was super boring. I kept going, all right, come on. When's this white dude going to explode? And I was like, there it is. Yeah, I call it every time. It's the calm person. It's whoever when they're standing face to face, and it's the calm person.
Night Train.
What's going on, people? Because that's the sicko. That's the sicko.
Well,
the quiet, calm person when they're fighting, that's the crazy man. That's the disgusting dude.
Aljamain has got that. He was on a 9-fight win streak. And he was on his 4th title defense, but how he won, he became the first ever fighter to win a fight by disqualification, to win the belt by disqualification.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So he got I forget exactly what happened, whether he got hit in the back of the head or he got eye poked or something like that, and he couldn't continue. So because of that, I remember what it was. The guy kneed him in the head while he was down, and you're not allowed to do that.
Oh wow.
So because he couldn't continue, now because the guy did an illegal move and Aljamain couldn't continue, Aljamain won the belt.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because you get a concussion from knee to the head. They use gloves and shit.
Yeah.
Now the rematch. There was
nice, bro.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, it does. There was a rematch, and Aljamain handled the dude quite easily, but he was getting his ass kicked that whole first fight where he won the belt.
He looks like
beautiful.
He looks like a psych out fighter. That dude that comes in all crazy and acting all fucking tough and shit. You know what I'm saying? To if you oh my god.
Oh my god, Night Train. That whole like
closet.
2-headed shower. Oh my god. I'm like I'm drooling. Sorry.
See if I can find some light switches.
Half of a fight, if you could psych a guy out, you've just won half of it. You know what I'm saying? You get that guy afraid of you, and that's what it is. You as a human, you fear what's unknown to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why people study other fighters so they can know how they act. how they react in every situation, so they aren't afraid. That's what the truth of it is. You fear what you don't understand or know. So if I'm going to fight Mike Tyson, I'm going to be scared out of my fucking mind. But if I know his weakness and I know that one move to get him, like in Punch Out, right? Mike Tyson Punch Out, like with that one move, baby, you got him. And then boom, those dudes are taken out. Not that I could ever beat Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson at 60 years old could beat both of our asses easily.
Dude, one punch would blow. He would probably damn near kill me with one punch. Honestly, I've been through too many battles, bro.
Dude, he'd literally do his little and we'd both be knocked out.
Oh, no. He wouldn't even take that. He'd do that one real close one right there. He'd do that one real close one. I would be done, dude. I watched that move so many times. I'm like, God damn, that would kill me, bro. And break my jaw, fucking tweak my neck, dude, knock me right out.
What scares me more than that is the rib shots he gives, his body shots. They'll break your whole insides.
You know what's weird though is I got a interview with Mike Tyson talking about when he was hurt but still trained, and he pumped himself up. The trainers pumped himself up full of Novocaine. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Not Novocaine. The other, or not Cortex. What is that shit called? It makes you numb. Huh? No. The shit that makes you numb.
I don't know.
It's like
Novocaine.
Huh?
Morphine?
Novocaine.
No, it's starts with a C. Whatever, but it's at cortisone.
Oh.
They pumped him full of cortisone so he wouldn't feel no pain.
Steroids.
Trained like a motherfucker, bro, and that got me thinking, what if every fight he was pumped with cortisone?
Well, they have regulations about certain things like that.
There ain't no regulation on cortisone, bro. How are you going to test that? They had steroids and the different ones, like when they pumped the Russian full of whatever that drug was, that adrenaline drug, like that for sure. But cortisone, you could have a fucking tweaked fucking shoulder or something, and they'll give you a cortisone shot.
Yeah, but you're only allowed a certain amount of certain things in your body. They test the numbers, not necessarily whether you have it or not. They test how high your numbers are, how low your numbers. So you're allowed to have you're allowed to have testosterone in your body, but the reason they know that you're having on steroids is because your testosterone levels are through the roof. So a lot of these guys, they may take steroids during the air quotes off season, but by the time their fights and their drug testings come around, they're clear, their levels are lower. But that's why the UFC does, and the USADA, they've brought in a whole other team called USADA. USADA does random ones. They'll show up at your house in the middle of the night.
That's how football was crazy like that, man. But see, back in the 80s and early 90s, though, a lot of shit was different. Like those wrestlers, WWF, those dudes were all on roids. And so I went through, high school football in the Division I, where you get all the scouts come to pick you for college. You know what I'm saying? If you're good, you're going to college, and you're going to go in the NFL and NBA, all that shit. But so they were always testing for steroids and shit like that, and they taught us exactly what people look like when on steroids and how they act. And when you looked at all those WWFs, dude, all their veins were fucking, every vein in their bodies were ripping out of them and shit, and they're like that's right, dude.
They had back knee.
Yeah, back knee. Small little dicks. That's why those dudes are huge with no cock. Like, what's the cock? Where's your dick?
Is that a thing? Like when they do that, they get the back knee?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
acne. When you played sports, like we, mainly as a dude, you don't really get acne and shit unless you're that kind of guy. But like when we started playing sports and having those pads on our shoulders and shit, that's when we started getting fucking acne all over our back and shoulders and shit.
Yeah.
The sweat.
Night Train. That place is gorgeous.
Yeah, that place is sweet.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just got in here. We get to do all the trim all the doors, all the windows.
You ever ask prices on these places?
Oh, yeah. Some of them are, this one's probably close to about $500,000.
That's what I
I
say.
would say so.
I'd probably more than that. 650, 7.
That place
Yeah,
is
I'm sure.
Everything.
It's out here in the country, so it's a pretty good area.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Way out in the middle of nowhere.
Especially just that room you're standing in, dude. They'd be like,
That's
look
the
at
closet. That's the master closet, dude.
bedroom, bro. And where we're from, me and you, Night Train, and Thomas, spare bedroom, bro. We put our kids in that motherfucker.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
laundry
sleep in the
room, huh? This is
I
supposed
sleep
to
in
be
the
the
spare
laundry
closet
room.
right now.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I was just thinking about it this morning. Like, I am a nomad. Somebody asked me the other day. I was like, I wouldn't necessarily buy a house and put it in my name or stuff like that. Would I do? Would I want land? Sure, but I still don't know if I'd put it in my name. But I'm a nomad. I recently is the longest I've stayed in one place in my whole life.
You know what's nice about owning land? Fuck the house. The house can
Right.
blow away a fucking tornado. The land, though, bro, you always have something to go home to. It's always you always have a place that you know you can go home. I'm gonna put it if
Yeah.
this house is gone, I put a 10 on the motherfucker.
Yeah,
bro.
unless a hurricane comes through and takes it out, or a wildfire takes it out, or
You still
yeah,
have it.
Yep.
yeah, you still got the land. It's not.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's the only cool thing. But I'm with you, bro. Being a nomad in the world is your house. Like you can move. People are they think so tiny. Oh, my family's here, my loved ones. Is that the only thing that's holding you from
How often do you go visit them?
exactly how often you're interacting with these people that you're so involved with and stuck to? Like go live a little bit. Go spend a year. What's a year? Go spend a year in a different country or a different state, other side of the West, the West Coast or something if you're on the East Coast. North if you're south, south if you're north.
Yep, from 18 to about 24. That's what I did. I've worked and lived in Pittsburgh, down south, in St. Louis, in fucking Kansas, and anywhere within the Midwest. My favorite place was Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, really?
Yep, it really was.
Spit on that place.
I loved it. I loved it. But also, I got to see my favorite, the Red Wings, win the Stanley Cup live there.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
So the chances of Pittsburgh and Detroit playing in the Stanley Cup are this much, and it happened. It happened while I was in Pittsburgh.
That's awesome, though.
Now,
and I got to go for free.
Yeah.
Oh, well then. Like, yeah, that's in the memory bank for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony. Yeah, downtown Pittsburgh is pretty nice. Like, so I drove through all this shit to go somewhere. I forget where I was doing for work and shit. So I was flying through all these places, following the GPS, and bro, man, I'm surprised I didn't get pulled over in Pittsburgh and out of the main city because main city was dope. I was like, oh, this kind of looks like Cleveland and shit. I was like, this is pretty fucking nice. It had big gallery windows with fucking cool shit happening, and it was dope, man. But right on the outskirts, around the holy shit. Fucking goddamn. I was like, bro, this is like my family up in West Virginia. I was like, there's literally, because it goes up the hills and shit, like little foothill mountains and shit. And there's houses like that are these tall ass fucking rectangles out of it. Then there's stairs. It's just like Chicago, bro. If you step off your fucking sidewalk, you die. Like there's no tree lawn. There was no lawns. I was flying through. The houses were like right next to me, and I was like, holy shit, don't come out your fucking door. You know how sometimes little kids run out their door and go run? And I'm like, please, no one come running out their fucking door. This is scary. And then I'm just driving through all these intersections, one after another, and I'm looking around. It was wintertime, right? So it's snowing. And I'm like, I can't believe in this shithole of a town. 'Cause it was a shithole of a town. It was all one fucking level, one story, except the houses that were going up the mountains and shit. And there was those old ass iron fucking bridges everywhere. And I was like, wow, this is like an old coal shithole town, dude. And I mean, I come from a shithole place, so I was like, this is a shithole town. And I'm driving through, and I couldn't believe there wasn't no lights and no street lights. And I was like,
Traffic lights, nothing.
there's no stop signs, there was no street lights, and then all of a sudden I saw people stopping at different roads. So I'm like, oh, cool, they're letting me go. And when I looked at them, that's when I saw the street lights. I'm like, who in the fuck put street lights on telephone poles on the side of the road? Like, I'm looking straight, dude. I'm looking straight. Now I got to look to my fucking right when I'm sitting at a stoplight. Like, are you serious? And then it's green, and now I got to look straight and pay attention. Like, I could have been doing that the whole time. Oh, man, it blew my mind, bro.
We ain't putting no string across the road. What do you think? We got a ladder around here?
Bro, you know what that's like? It's like fucking Gremlins. It's like that town in Gremlins, bro. Their street lights were on the fucking goddamn telephone poles.
So I found a video of this guy that lives in the Appalachia Mountains.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And he said usually he has more workers than he does houses. Well, now he has more houses than he does workers, and he wants people to come work in the summer, and he wants people to come stay there, and he's willing to basically give them property to come help him with all his stuff. And basically he knows all the plants' names and what they're for and everything.
Chinese herbalist.
Right. He's probably Wolf or Bear Clan up there.
That's cool.
He's got shelters all throughout the whole mountain, he said.
I just watched that video. It was good. That Chris guy.
I want to go there.
That sounds amazing.
They got different clans up there. Clans, a lot of people call them hillbillies, but they're not, man. This is like long-bred families that have not inbred families, but families that have been up there forever, bro. And they know that whole place like you wouldn't believe, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's my
when I moved to Virginia for a little bit, and my dad was like, "You be careful down there." Those people know their ways around everything down there. So
they got cryptids like a motherfucker all through that mountain, all kinds of alien abductions, alien landings, alien sightings, just up on it in the mountains, dude.
My family is like my one side of the family's from there.
Yeah.
The government's working heavy up there. Is that what you said?
You can see my blood. When you go look at my blood, you can see my ancestors came here, went to Tennessee, Kentucky area, right in the mountains, and then they also came to here to Monroe, Frenchtown is what it was called. But and then a lot of them that went to Kentucky, they also came up to the Monroe area.
Right. There was probably new talk. Hey, man, there's a new spot over here on flat land with tons of resources and beavers. Let's go check it out.
I got a whole family. I've got a whole family of albino people in my family. I got like 13 cousins and shit that are all albinos. The whole family.
Wow. You must be black. That's what it is. That melanated people are the ones that have the highest percentage of albinos.
I don't have any African in my blood, any Mediterranean, any of that area in my blood.
Any melanated? Yeah,
none
it
of
doesn't
it.
have to be African. You could be Southeast Asian, and those people used to be black. You could be Irish, and those people used to be black. English,
well,
and those people.
I got Irish, Scottish, and a little bit of English, and then the rest is like Scandinavia, fucking Iceland, Switzerland. Yeah. I'm Viking.
See, that's interesting too, because this dude came in and was telling me, I was telling him, back when, before Ireland was Ireland, there was black people lived there, and then all the people from Europe escaped the evil wind and came on boats and landed in Ireland, England area. You know what I'm saying? And then they all fought each other for all those years to become that one Celtic, people. And then they were all mixed in colors too. Everyone just thinks that red-haired pink people come from Ireland and shit, but that was actually, if you were here on that island, over here on that island, over here, you know what I'm saying? There's black Irish people, bro.
Yes,
They look
there.
like black
Yes,
people. My ex-girlfriend was that. I was like, how the hell are you Irish? I got the old school in though from her family.
well, and
shit. I
then
was like, holy shit.
that's the Druids. The Druids were from in Ireland, and the Catholics come over, and that's why that a lot of the slaves and a lot of the Irish were slaves, and the Irish were shit on and looked at as scum. They were the snakes. They were the
That's what I was
snakes.
about to say.
Yep.
I was going to say that there was never a snake in Ireland. It's like
Never.
Hawaii. When there's an island, there's not snakes. Water snakes, sure. Ocean snakes, sure, but they're not coming on land. They ain't killing shit. They're not predators, right? So what it was the fucking dog-headed priest actually came over. Saint fucking what's his ass came over.
St. Patrick.
St. Patrick. He had a dog head, they say, or one of those guys, and he came over, and he was coming to clean out the snakes, kill the snakes off of Ireland. The snakes always mean the people with the knowledge of frequency. That's what it was. The higher frequency knowledge, the enlightenment knowledge, the energy knowledge. That was
the knowledge of the old ways.
That's right. The Kundalini, the serpent, the intertwining of the two snakes, Oh, it goes so deep, bro. We never start.
Yeah, and it all and you can take that from on the other side back to the Romans.
Yep.
The Romans are who decided to erase everybody else's history. The Romans, as they were collapsing, they decided to rewrite history. And then they started burning down libraries and killing everybody that knew of the old ways.
They first stole. That's what they did. Like the Library of Alexandria, they first robbed that shit like a fucking Ocean's 11 movie. It was a bait and switch. They stole all the good shit out of there, and anything else that just was papyrus and records of bullshit, like that guy bought 10 horses from that guy. You know what I mean? And whatever that was, they burned it, and then in the records, it's the Library of Alexandria was burned. All the knowledge that ever was of this earth is gone. But really, the fucking Vatican took it. And then there's people that have come forward that have actually been in the Vatican vaults, dude, and said what's in there and shit.
The Vatican is all that is the Roman Empire. That's what's left of the Roman Empire is in the Vatican.
Did we go?
That's why they have their own land. They're their own thing. They're not. The Vatican is its own country without saying it.
They have their own army, dude. They have their own. No one knows that. All those dudes running around with those red cloaks and capes and shit. Those are fucking warriors. People just don't know. They see a priest. They see a father or whatever. Yes, my son. Those dudes will whoop your ass. Those people are so highly trained, man. They're like the King's Guard and Queen's Guard or whatever. They might wear those funny ass clothes, but those dudes will fuck you up. And I know this personally from training in different countries with different Marines. Like the Rock Marines were the toughest dudes I ever met in my whole life. Those dudes literally beat each other straight in their fucking face and do not get hurt. They're like steel. You train long enough, your body becomes like steel. You don't get damage. You only give damage. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes could straight up take their helmet off and punch each other in the face straight on. Like we didn't do that. We only played to do that. We faked it.
Yep.
That's great.
That's my favorite.
Where do you think the name Thule comes from?
Okay, our Tulio up in the house. Where's the name Thule come from?
A Thule is a reed. It's a pussy. What's that one? Pussy tail? No, cat
Pussy
tail.
willow.
time.
Pussy willow.
Cat tail.
Cattail.
The snakes
Must be
were
break time.
minded people not to
Working too
follow
hard here.
the Thules. That's we research all the time. I'm like, hey Thule, that's the Thule, man.
Yep. He's right about that. The snakes were free-minded people, not the followers. 100%.
They were the people who knew. That's why they in South Africa, where the gold mines are and stuff, where creation started of human beings. They all worship diggers, the primitive worker race of people that they created in Africa. Those people worship the snake god. The snake god, thank you. The snake simply, that's what the whole serpent and the eagle is, right? The eagle always eats the serpent. That's be saying Enlil and his sons always would rain hell down on earth and kick their asses down here. And well, what the fuck, man? We're standing here like they got spaceships and shit and they're throwing goddamn brimstone and fire on us and shit, which was high sulfur. If you guys didn't know, that's pure sulfur, man. Oh, what's that? Is that a pumpkin donut?
Apple, cinnamon.
Yeah.
I went to the apple orchard this weekend, so cinnamon sugar apple.
Oh my god! See that? Those peach fritters and cobbler ones, and that's my fucking weakness, bro.
Apple
I love
cider
fritters.
donuts are my fucking favorite. Oh my god! I don't think I've had one since I left Illinois.
I love fritters. Apple fritters, cherry fritters. You
So
name it.
last weekend was sunflower days up here, so they went up to the orchard, went sunflower picking.
Yeah,
They had all kinds of stuff. She brought me back home some apple chips and some apple cider donuts and all kinds of goodies.
we literally live by a billion farmers. Remember that one place we drove by and it was so beautiful? You just like kind of up on a hill and the farm's like it kind of goes like this, so you could see the fucking whole thing, dude. And it's got this big sign. I forget what it's called, but yeah, there's all kinds of farms all around here that we could go visit and pull up in and go fucking try their apples and shit.
Yeah, definitely need for one.
I'm not a huge apple fan or apple juice fan.
I don't like apple juice, but I do love everyone. Like, I don't like a lot of it. I can only have so much of it, like some nice warm apple cider or something like that. I do like that.
I love some apple cider.
The good mead stuff, the good, it's thick and kind of like not so like apple juice.
I made some watermelon juice yesterday, like you're supposed to, with the rind and all.
Oh.
Get the good flavor in there.
Delicious. No sugar added. No sugar added. I just threw the whole thing in there and juiced the whole thing up.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Fire. All the vitamins are in the part you can't eat.
Yeah, well, the part you don't eat because you're a human and
it just doesn't digest as well.
Well, man, when you juice it, you can eat it, and you get all the vitamins.
Yeah,
we got this crazy juicer, bro. It's like I don't know what it does. It pulps shit. It's fucking wild. It sounds like a goddamn jet when you turn it on. It's like sticks shit in there. And it's like, oh, I'm like, what the fuck kind of juicer is this, dude? It's like a thing that rotates like around, and then the thing like gets smashed into it. And I was like,
shredder.
Oh, wow, dude. It's so fun to watch. But then, so she'll do shit with the peels and the fucking seeds and shit. And that shit to me is just, it's so bitter. But it's filled with more shit, but it tastes way better sometimes if we peel certain ones and then we core them and take those fucking seeds out.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm telling you, the watermelon, the watermelon smells just like you cut into a watermelon, and then when you drink it, it tastes exactly like you're biting into a watermelon.
There's people that swear by watermelon juice. They live on shit. They don't eat meat.
Well, what I'm gonna try to do soon is I'm gonna go on a watermelon diet juice fast
Yep.
for a few days, and then we'll go from there and see what I do.
Do plant juice, man. Plant
That sounds
any
good.
kind
I
of
should do that too.
any kind of plant juice, or fruit juices.
The more organically grown, the better.
There's dudes that have been living. I think this dude's on his 3rd year, maybe started his 4th even. I might have caught him late, but when I first saw him just recently, last month, whatever, he was talking about he's been living for 2 years without eating anything solid. He eats fruits and fruit juices. He don't eat like meats and shit. No like crackers, no cereals, no milks. He drinks juices. He don't drink water either. Only the water that comes from juice or from a fruit. And that's been filtered through the plant and turned into sugars, plant sugars.
Yeah, right.
Bro, it's when you think about it, this is how our body is supposed to work and function on that stuff. And that's when
Considering our body is 90% water.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone will have that really lean muscle and like lean, no fat on you and shit, and have like a swimmer's body. You'll be super strong. You'll be as strong as plant fiber if you think about it. Your tendons, everything will become super strong. So now, if you look at a monkey that's climbing through trees and shit, swinging on those vines and stuff, his tail, you don't see a ripped ass fucking little monkey. You see a little scrawny little fuck. But those muscles and tendons have grown super strong, to be able
Look at a gorilla. Look at a gorilla. He don't eat meat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They're monsters.
They're fucking huge.
That boy will rip your head off.
I think that's genetics, though. I think that's genetics, because it's when you eat proteins to get big, get big and strong, right? So in carbohydrates. So if normally it's a meat protein is what people go for. We're carnivores, you know what I'm saying? So we go for meat proteins. But if you take plant proteins, that's what I want to start doing. See how that might be different. So I've always taken shit when I worked out and stuff, But then a few years ago, I learned that push-ups, sit-ups, and squats will build a sexy body, bro. If I do that with her again, I'll be ripped. If I make a muscle, you guys would be like, "Where the fuck did you get that?"
Add pull-ups in there too.
No, I can't do pull-ups.
I can't do pull-ups. I would not be able to do a pull-up to save my fucking life.
I had shoulder surgery.
Real question right here. I Twisted had shoulder surgery, but how many push-ups could you each collectively do right now if I asked you to do push-ups? I'm not going to, but realistically, because I promise you, like even me, I'm pretty damn healthy, and I get to about 25, and I'm like, oh damn, my arms are getting tired.
Oh no, yeah. I'm
probably 5 years ago, I could probably pull out a good 20, even like without on my knees, like man push-ups for a girl.
Yeah.
I could pull out 20.
We were
today.
Doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Today, with my back the way it is right now, and the weight that I am, because I've gained some, and as out of shape as I am, I could probably pull out 5. No, I could probably pull out 10 on my knees, 5 on without my knees.
So 5 proper. We could probably pull it collectively like 10. I'll stop when it hurts. You know what I
don't even know anymore, man. My shoulders are so screwed up.
But that's what think about that now. Now those are just us, right? We could represent normal society, air quotes.
Right.
If somebody invades us, we're fucked.
I know, bro.
For real.
We need to pick up some things.
Now think of this. Sitting in one position in a fighting position, shooting motherfuckers coming at you is one thing, right? Think about these people. When I was in the military, bro, we were trained to fucking march for fucking at least, at the most, 100 miles. 100 miles, bro. We constantly did 25, 35, 45, 50 forced marches all the time, bro. That was like a requirement. Have all your shit and to be able to march far as shit and fast and still fight, right? So these dudes train all the time like we did in the military. They can run fucking probably 10 miles easy. I couldn't run to the store across the street, bro. Like, that's the problem. I can sit here and shoot the hell out of all of you, but I'm not running from nobody.
Now I have never personally experienced war, but I've read a lot about the native wars. I've read a lot about like the Mongolians and the Native Americans, and let me tell you what, when it becomes hands-on, America will be fucked. If we're talking like you said, shooting people, we'll be okay. But as soon as they get too close to shoot us, we're fucked. And guess what? If they're smart enough, they'll come at night.
Yeah.
They'll
come in just whooping our ass and shit. That's why
they'll come when everybody's sleeping and everybody be caught off guard, and that you won't be able to shoot them.
We're a very comfortable country, that is for sure.
If China invades, it's not like Japan. Japan lost their old ways and became us. China, all those people know karate. All of them. They all whoop your ass. They get close to you, they're going to fuck you up real fast. Like, that's why in the Marines, they taught us line training. They taught us how to kill people. They taught us how to injure people super fast, break arms, break necks, break fingers, and shit. So that way they can't kill you.
Incapacitate.
Yep. That shit's crazy. There's those countries, dude, that they fight for real. They train them.
Okay, so now let's veer off of being invaded. If something happens where now we have to all fend for ourselves, people will come for your stuff. They're coming, and you're gonna have to fight them. Most of the time, you're probably gonna have to fight off a guy with some sort of knife or something like that. Not a gun. You might be lucky and find a gun, but for most people, they're coming with bare hands or with a weapon of some sort.
Close combat.
And that's what you're gonna have to fight off. So, if you're not strong enough to fight to even swing for 3-4 minutes, you're dead. You're dead. If you can't sit here
you're gonna have time.
Yeah, you can't stand here and do fucking 35 jumping jacks without being winded. You're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, look though. So September 1st, everyone's talking about going on strike, not paying your bills, not doing shit, not supporting big companies anymore, only small, American shops, and not paying your rent, not going to work, right? Quitting your job. Every time I see these posts everywhere, I'm saying you all will die. People thousands of messages. What do you mean?
Come after you weak fuckers first.
Yep. Like, what do you mean we'll die? I'm like, look at y'all live in apartments in cities. Where the fuck are you guys gonna find food? When the shit goes down, bro, where are you foraging at? Show me
right out behind me.
Show me where you're hunting the animals. Where's your fucking water source? Like, where is your clean water source? Like,
I know how to,
baby.
But that's the thing. Like we were just saying, if you find fruit, you don't need the water source properly. And then you got shoot, I just lost my whole train of thought.
That's like that guy in Appalachia that you were talking about. He bought 2.5 acres for like $800 back in like 65 or some shit like that, 70 or whatever. And he's been living off it. It was salvage land. It was all rocky and hilly, so it couldn't be used for anything. But he's taken and gone Chinese medicine, and he's built this whole area up, and it's completely self-sufficient, dude. They live off the land.
Yeah.
I watched that whole video you were talking about, Josh. That's a good video.
I only saw part 4 or 5. I only saw one part of it. I definitely want to watch the whole thing.
The average person doesn't know what plants to pick. The average person, you better stock up on books. Stop trusting in the internet. You better start printing out what you're looking because this shit ain't gonna be here, bro. Only
That's what I-
sophisticated motherfuckers.
Yeah,
are
when
gonna
they
know
take
how-
down the power grid, you won't have no internet.
Well,
That's
that's
right.
what I was. That's where my train of thought got lost. So, if the power grid goes down, 90% of Americans will die within a month.
That's right. Y'all gonna die. That's what I said.
And here's the thing. Do you know how to fish without a fishing pole or line?
Right.
I do. I do.
Right. Right. Do you know how to make a basket net? Do you know how to weave?
I know what plant to use. I know what plant to use to feed us all.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's the mullein plant. You crush the mullein plant up, and then you throw it in the water, and the fish start to float.
Marijuana.
Does it attract well?
No, it kills them.
It's a poisonous plant for fish, but not so much for us.
It cuts their oxygen off.
Yeah, it takes their oxygen away.
Yep. Where it does, if we drink it in teas and stuff, it does the opposite. It helps our respiratory, but it kills the fishes.
Oxidation.
My goodness, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right.
I might have read it somewhere, maybe, but I don't know. That feels like
It's an
new
old-
information.
That's an old Native American fishing trick.
Wow.
You're not. It's illegal. Don't go home and do it. It's illegal.
But I mean, in case of emergency and apocalyptic situations, I mean, and you
Survival. Fuck it. It don't matter no more.
Yep.
See, I say Moulin. I don't know.
Because she puts this whole French thing on it, but she insists it's Spanish.
I literally say everything with a Spanish accent because I don't know how to do it otherwise. Even though it's like I had somebody try to teach me how to pronounce French one time, or I'm like, ole, and it's like, no, you gotta like your R's are back here, not up here. I'm like, what?
English is confusing enough sometimes.
I just can't do anything other than a Spanish accent. But hey, Moulin, it is for me at least.
I know a lady that gets drunk, and when she gets drunk, she picks up Spanish R rolls on words that don't even need them.
Right.
She'd be like, "Hey, twisted." Hey, it's Night Train over here.
That's fucking great, dude.
Oh my god, I love her already.
I got it. I love her already.
You can't do the R's. You can't do the R's.
It was triple my
Hey.
tongue anyway.
Here over at BrainJerk.
That's great.
Night Trey's over there painting.
Painting floors.
That's like this one guy we got. He's from England, and if he's in chat, he don't type like he talks. Right when he's talking, he'd be like, "So what I do, is I take this compost, and I mix it up with some dirt, and see, and
You're talking about OMG. That's OMG.
I'm like, holy shit, bro, why do you say after everything? We get it.
I love
But
it. Hey, I love that dude. I love that dude.
I'm still wondering why he raps his swans though. I gotta get him on panel one day, and because every time I do Wheat Church, he's like, I just want to, what is it called? Like respectfully disagree with you, Twisted. I was like, come on up here. I want to know what you say because I'm trying to get Christians on there. I'm trying to get Muslims up there. I'm trying to get all the religions of the world on Wheat Church so we can talk about what the hell these books are talking about, man.
To discuss. Yeah. Have a conversation.
We know what everyone believes. I want to know what these books are talking about. Like, what the hell is the point of the books?
Get different perspectives on the meanings of
I don't give a fuck what you believe. I want to know what, like you said, I want to know what they say, not what you believe they say.
Yeah, right.
I want you to read your book
because
up.
my interpretation could be different than all three of your guys' interpretations. And that's why we have 17 million different Christianity sects.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And see, with the Holy Bible though, bro, it's you could literally read some scripture and add that to your own life. I could put it to your life. I could put it to her life. It's
Yep.
written in
It
such
translates.
a way that it's the spell. That's the spell of that one. So it's like we know that one, but I'm interested in all the other shit. Like I want to know who their God is, who they think their God is, and
Yep.
like in their Bible, in their prophets. Do those exact prophets line up with the ones we know about? These characters, like
Yeah, is it just a
Usually.
different perspective of it? The same people?
that's right. Oh, look at that.
Yep. So, and then if you really go through the things like we always talk about, and you do especially, like you bring it all down. The Romans and all the Greeks, they had multiple gods. Well, those were what were those? Twisted.
Anunnaki.
Yes, sir. The
Yeah.
Anunnaki.
Those were children of the children because they broke the world up into zones. And then people had zones and shit because now Europe was all uncovered for mice. And they were like, yeah, we're going to take over up there. Oh, well, let's give them to the sons, a third generation. And now fourth generation Anunnaki are here still ruling us. It's crazy.
It's wild.
I'm waiting for the Palladians, though. The Palladians come into play here. I thought that was some bullshit for a long time, but I'm like, well, this shit's actually some real shit if you look back. And, you know, their symbol was the swastika. And if you go back to Navajo tradition, bro, their gods told them about the people that would come with this swastika, and they would be okay for a while and they would do some shit, but then this other person would come with this what's it called? The Templar cross, and those people would work for a while and rule this shit and make things a little bit better for the people. And then they're waiting for this red caped man to come with a red hat and a red cape. And I'm like, wasn't that Trump? Like, are they talking about Trump? And I'm like, because that's the red hat man. Because if the Templar cross isn't the Pope, or is the Pope guy coming and making things a little bit different and stuff like that, then who's the red cape and red hat man? It could be the Antichrist devil guy, or it could be just Trump. It could be just Trump, dude. Coming in with the red cape 2024, the red hat, and fucking making world peace, and everyone either get along or there's an island for you over there. You know what I mean? That's what it needs to be. Like everyone stand in the corner for a half an hour and come back.
Leave everyone alone and fuck off.
Stop playing with them girls.
Yeah. I think we should be pro-human, not pro-colors. That's my opinion.
Yes.
Be pro
100%.
our species.
We're yes. Yep. Well, here's the thing. It's like, you know, if you look at different dogs or different monkeys or different primates, they don't all look the same, but they're of the same genes.
Yep.
That's what's going on here for the people that don't know. We're all humans. We've just come from different regions and stuff like that. We're different species of humans. That's how I look at it. Like Rottweilers or golden retrievers or what's those little Mexican dogs?
Chihuahuas.
The Chihuahuas. They're all different. They're all so different. You wouldn't even think the same thing. They were the same thing, but they are.
But you're still a dog. Feel your nose, it's cold.
Yes. No matter what, you're still a human, whether you're black, yellow, brown, you're both. You could my son's got more than half of his skin's brown and half of his skin's white. Guess what? He's still a human.
You know what's cool is we're doing on We Church just yesterday, 9 o'clock over there, this Roots channel. We're doing Emerald Tablets of these ones are Hermes Trismegistus are right there talking about these ones. So there's different ones, you know what I'm saying? So, and then he's talking about he transcended and went to different planets, different worlds, in different galaxies and shit, even that have humans on them. And he observed that all the humans in all of their different levels of frequency, you know, because you could be low level frequency, it'll be a low human. And then, you know, that's kind of like the barbaric people. That's when you're over killing each other and warring for fucking women in space, you know, you got swords and shit. And then you raise up a little bit to our level frequency. And that he would see high level frequencies where these people were actually journeying out into the stars and becoming like the Anunnaki. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I've seen them all rise and fall and all these different worlds of humans. And I was like, holy shit. Imagine that, bro. It's literally Star Wars, man. You go to different planets and see this happening. Like a bunch of assholes sitting on fucking YouTube talking shit to each other, you know, on different planets. It's happening everywhere. I think that's why. I think that's why The Simpsons knows what's happening. It's like happening on a different planet or something, and they're like, "Watch this."
Well, I think something happened because, you know, that Shazam movie with that doesn't exist. I know for a fact that boy exists. I watched it over and over again.
I never watched it, but I know it exists.
So there's a whole talk about this, right? So there was Shazam and Kazam, right? We all know those were two different people. One was Sinbad and one was Shaq, right? But
One was Shaq. Yep.
Yeah. So Sinbad kept putting it out there that he never made it. He never made it. That's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. So people started that whole Mandela effect bullshit, right? On this movie. I actually have a video, I believe I put it on my Instagram, that has him interviewing, and he held it up. He has the t-shirt and everything, and he's like, listen, man, that was an embarrassing time in my life, and I'm just trying to like not be remembered for this shit. He's like, yes, I did make it, but I'm embarrassed about it, to tell the truth. And I was like, holy shit, never thought this would have been out there. But yeah, he just spoofed everybody, he said. And I was like, oh, you motherfucker, dude. Everyone's like, see, Mandela effect. And I'm like, that ain't no Mandela effect, dude.
Say, that's just
I showed her some serious Mandela effect. This dude walked into a room and out of a room and shit was changing, bro, right in front of our face. And I was like, what the fuck? His room was like 2012 or something, and we were in 2020 or 21. You know, he kept jumping back and he was looking out, and I was like, dude, go out that window. Wouldn't you go out the window if the room is the portal to 2012? I'd go out that window and walk around. Oh, eggs.
Oh shit.
It's only been an hour and 7 minutes. I did this last time.
That's
hard-boiled eggs. Gotta love it.
Well, it is that time.
There's no water left, and we can smell them.
Time to get out of here. Peace out, everybody. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for coming in.
Hell yeah.
Peace out, y'all.